Hey, what's up, Facebook? We are here in Beyond Sushi, a pioneering vegan restaurant on 14th Street in New York City. We are with Chef Guy, who will walk us through some of the rolls that they make here that are delicious and beautiful here.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Chef Guy. We're gonna make a few rolls today. We're gonna start with spicy mang. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before you start cooking right away, I just want to ask you a bit, about the story of Beyond Sushi.
Okay.
What kind of food you create here, and tell us how it started and all of that.
Sure. So Beyond Sushi started in July 2012. We opened our first location. It started as a very simple menu that focused mostly on the sushi. We had rice paper wraps and a few salads. It evolved during the years. We opened more locations. We have one in Chelsea Market and one in 56th Street. Today, it still resembles the base menu that we had. We created a sushi variety made from black rice and 6-grain rice. The black rice is 100% forbidden black rice. It's gluten-free, and then we have our 6-grain rice that is made from 2 kinds of barley, rye berries, brown rice, red rice, and black rice, with a variety of vegetables and fruits inside.
So everything is all vegetables here. There's no fish.
No fish, no animal products whatsoever, no imitations either, which is something very different. We don't try to imitate something that should taste like meat or like fish. We just utilize our fruits and vegetables to taste good. Basically, it's recipes that mesh well together.
How long have you been open, and how many stores do you have in New York City?
So we've been open from July 2012. In May 2013, we opened our Chelsea Market location, which is very small. It's only a to-go place. This place is also very small, has 15 seats. And then in November 2014, we opened our 56th Street location. It has a little bit more seating, and we take some reservation at nighttime. And we're renovating it right now, and it's going to have 35 seats when we're done.
Do you know how many people come in here, on a daily basis?
So on a daily basis, and this is a very interesting number, 70 to 75% of our customers are not even vegan or vegetarian, which is great. I feel that's where plant-based cooking should go towards. People come here just because they enjoy the food. And we feed about 1,500 people a day. You'll be surprised in Midtown on 56 and 6. You have big guys with suits that I think will go for a burger every day, and they still come to the store. And it's for me, it's the biggest satisfaction because it doesn't scare them away, the fact that it's vegan.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are eating vegan food and plant-based diets, and they're not necessarily vegetarian or vegan, but it's just the merits of this kind of getting more vegetables and protein from various sources is catching on.
I also think that a lot of that fear that people that are not vegan have is that they fear that the food will try to be a steak or a chicken. When you don't try to imitate it, then things are okay. I guess.
Yeah. Question?
Gemma wants to know: are you vegan, and do you have any celebrity customers?
First of all, I'm a celebrity. No, I'm just kidding. I am vegan, but I wasn't before I opened this place. So I got educated by my own customers of how important it is, and then I educated myself about it. I can say that I'm active in the community. I donate my time. I donate to various places that ask us to be a part of any contribution to the community. It's a very important subject to my heart now. I grew up in a village, sort of. It's a kibbutz in Israel, and I've seen firsthand how it is, raising animals and actually being there while people prepare the animals. So I believe I strongly believe that if people if they didn't have to go to a supermarket and get a tray of beef or a tray of chicken, and they actually had to see it and live it, they would eat a lot less of it, if any, you know. And I think that's the biggest problem that we have, that most people don't know. You have some kids that think that the beef grows in the supermarket, you know. So most people don't know how it really works. And if you see it firsthand, it's easy to make the transfer to where I'm at, you know.
Yeah, and also just that there are a lot of varieties of delicious vegetarian food out there that people don't know about. They just think it's going to be some kind of a cardboardy veggie burger, which is just not the case anymore.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, kind of, we have, I think that the community or the lack of innovation in the food kind of helped that happen. If you're innovative enough and creative enough, if you mix the right things together, I think that it could definitely stand out a lot, and be just as good as any other meal you have.
Well, let's make some.
Okay, beautiful. So we're gonna start with the spicy mang. It's our best seller. It's made with black rice. It has mango, English cucumber, avocado, and it's gonna be topped with spicy vegetable. And I'll walk you through while I'll make it. Okay.
All right.
So
Check out all of these dishes that they make. It's all kind of pre-made in their kitchen downstairs, and then they bring it up. And this is kind of, they make this stuff pretty fast. So when you come in here and eat, how long does it take a normal order to get this?
So basically, I have a team. My kitchen, my commissary, works 24 hours and keeps preparing always fresh foods that come up here. Because unfortunately, cucumbers, if you cut them ahead of time, they're gonna die. So we always make fresh, and it gets delivered to all the locations every night. I have a truck that goes out to all the locations, and we just make all the ingredients that go inside the rolls. So all the cooking and all the preparation is done in one place. And the idea behind it is to keep a consistency throughout the stores and throughout the whole company, that there is no difference in flavor or anything like that. And then it ships out to all the locations. It also saves on waste, and I'm a big believer in not wasting foods either. It doesn't help anyone to waste anything. So that gives it a solution. But this is prepared daily and delivered daily, so we can keep it fresh. And that's another thing. If we weren't so busy, if we weren't feeding 1,500 people a day, then this would be very hard to accomplish, and keeping it fresh and all the time. But this just rolls over all the time. Okay, so I'm sorry, I went too fast. But we'll put the cucumber and the mango inside and the avocado, and now we're gonna roll it. And we're gonna roll the roll nice and tight, all the way. Gonna roll it over. I ask my guys to get to the point where they make 2 of these in a minute.
Wow, okay, that's fast.
Yes. I kept the price point at a fairly low price.
I know, because that's one thing that a lot of people say about eating vegan, is that it's going to be more expensive. But this place is very, affordable.
Yeah, we don't have anything over $10 in the menu. So unless you get a combo or a lunch special or something like that. But the idea was to keep it affordable so we can reach a lot more people and not just be this exclusive. Give a very good product. I'm not saying downgrade the product. Give a very good product, but just do a lot of volume. And that's why we serve so many people. I mean, we outreached a lot of people from the get-go, and that helped us get that nice buzz in the beginning. That helped us move forward. I put some spicy vegetables on top. They are made from cabbage, carrots, and peppers. It's a method I developed. We semi-pickle the vegetables. We then squeeze them in a winemaker. And take out all the juices out of them and introduce whatever flavor we want. I used it in different in a lot of different situations where we introduced basil, we introduced lemon and mint. This one has a cayenne in it, so it's a little spicy, and that complements the nice sweetness that comes from the mango, and that's why I paired it together. Okay? The next step will be
If anyone has any questions, feel free to comment below, and we will ask them directly to Chef Guy.
Yeah.
So in there you have rice, cucumber, Mango,
English cucumber, mango, avocado.
avocado.
And the topping is cabbage, carrots, and peppers, which are semi-pickled and then introduced with a new flavor, which was the cayenne. We cut our rolls in 8. One thing that is, and one of the reasons that I chose sushi to begin with, is that every piece or every roll is consistent every time. And what that allows me to do is have a consistent bite every time, which is very hard for chefs to do. Because if the amount of mango, cucumber, avocado, and the topping is exactly the same every time, we don't even know it, but subconsciously we like that. So it creates a lot of regular repeat customers, which is something that I really strive for, you know.
Consistency and balance, people like that. So what is the behind the name Beyond Sushi? Where did you come up with that?
It's beyond sushi. It's not sushi, and even though there is a misconception that sushi has anything to do with rice, you know, and it doesn't. I mean, sushi basically means vinegared rice, and the reason that they vinegared the rice like that back in the day was to keep it fresh for a while. It brings the pH levels down in the rice, and it doesn't grow bacteria, and that way it stays fresh. It also flavors it. Of course, we're in modern age. We can't do that. We can't keep it fresh and just but we still use vinegar inside, and that flavors the rice. We use rice wine vinegar, and we use citrus juice, orange, yuzu, lime, and lemon. And it has agave for sweetening, so it balances out. Okay? Not too much though.
So we have a few questions. Lampari wants to know, did you create this all by yourself? Eva wants to know, is it possible to do it with fruit? And Dickie wants to know, what's the dipping sauce?
Okay, so first of all, I didn't create it all by myself. I ran a kitchen of 50 guys, and I still don't create everything by myself. I'm a chef, but I get inspired and get ideas all the time from everybody and everywhere I eat or everywhere I go. Any person that will tell you that they come up with everything by themselves, they're liars. Yeah? You get inspired all the time. Can you do it with fruit? Of course, you can do it. And we had a roll that had kiwi on top. We had a roll that had mango on top. This roll has mango inside. It depends on the pairing. You gotta have something. If it's sweet, if the fruit is really sweet or really juicy, you have to pair it so it's not gonna overpower everything else that you do.
Yeah, I mean, they are really beautiful. How do you decide what you're going to pair with? Like, what is your process? How you go through that?
So it's first flavor. Okay, flavor is very important to me. We gotta make sure that it's gonna taste good. There's gonna be a balance. My cooking, at least how I see it, is balancing all the flavors. It's my motto for life, but it's also for my cooking. Afterwards, I really think about the texture and how it's gonna look. Texture is the second thing that is important to me. You gotta have something crunchy in it. It can't be a whole big mush. So I actually even use the grains that I use in the 6-grain rice, the barley. They stay a little bit crunchy, and that's why I chose them. They're not favorable because they're not gluten-free, but okay. But they work for that purpose. We can make everything gluten-free with the black rice, by the way. And that's it. You had another question?
Yeah. People are keen to see more of the rolls that you have on offer. Nanny wants to know any other locations besides New York City. She really wants to try this. And Alm would like to know, how much does this dish cost?
Okay, so for other locations, there are none outside of New York as of yet. I got approached by a lot of people all over the world to do this. It's just not the right time. We're building the company up. We're opening more locations in New York for now. Building it strong enough so we can reproduce this in a different country. To reproduce it in a different country, it will gotta have the same consistency or the same for me to even think about doing it. Because at the bottom line, the food is the most important thing for me. Without the food, there's nothing. The business does not worth anything. It's gotta stay perfect. It's gotta stay good. And to make that happen takes time.
And how much does this dish cost?
So this is $6.89. It's 8 pieces, and it comes with a sauce. I can put it on top right now. It comes with a sauce on top, the toasted
What's
cayenne
in that sauce?
Toasted cayenne. So it has garlic, onions, cayenne pepper that we toast on a dry pan, and then we make a base out of silk and tofu, grapeseed oil, olive oil, and vinegar, and that's the base. It's not a mayonnaise, but it's a base that we mix the spice in, and that helps it come together and stay thick like that.
So outside of business hours when you're open, you're kind of literally always making sauces or pickling vegetables. I mean, how much time do you spend in the kitchen a day?
So for the first 2.5 years of Beyond Sushi, I worked. I didn't do anything. So I worked 7 days a week, 18 hours a day. That's what I did for 2.5 years. And after 2.5 years, and now I have 1 day off, which I spend with my son, which is very young, so I need to have a life and see him. But besides that, I work. So I'm here from today. I was here at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll probably leave at 8, 9. So I'm always around it. I'm surrounded by it, and I always see how it's produced. And I always, because it's still in the growing process.
You have lots of energy because you're eating lots of nutritious, healthy vegetables.
Yes. I have a lot of energy. I drink some coffee sometimes,
That always helps.
Yeah.
Should we make another one?
Sure. Let's go to the next one. Okay. So our next roll, we're going to make the pickle me. It's with a 6-grain rice. Okay. It's with a mixed rice. It's the same process. It's an inside-out roll. Now, it's not traditional. It has nothing to do with traditional sushi making. But what it allows me to do is put inside the roll as much vegetables as possible. And why is that? Why do we want all that? Is to create as much flavor, as much contrast in our and not just rice.
So like typically, like, you put a carrot. If you're gonna put carrot, that's really crunchy, right? So what do you pair with it? Like, what would be the exact, kind of complement to a carrot?
So we'll go with our sweet potato or something that's soft, mushrooms, but it depends. I mean, it's gotta create the right flavor in there. So for the pickle meat, we have avocado on top, which is very soft. But all the pickled vegetables are nice and crunchy, and that's how we paired it together. And also the fat, and that's not a curse word, the fat from the avocado, which is good for you, cuts down the acid from your pickling, and it smooths out everything when you taste it. And that creates a balance.
What's that? Those bright yellow things?
Pickled daikon. It's pickled with turmeric. That's why it gets that color. And then you have pickled gobo, which is a burdock root. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then.
So like this is not obvious. It's Japanese inspired, but you're using a lot of things that wouldn't be put in Japanese cuisine. But you have some vegetables.
But some of them will not. I use a lot of Korean ingredients. I really like the Korean kitchen. My parents are from Morocco, so I got that side, and we have some rolls that are inspired by that. I have rolls that are inspired by Spanish cuisine. But because I came from catering, and every day someone else will come, I want this theme party, and I want this theme party, and I've done that for a while. I learned a lot about all cuisines, and I just married everything together, and this what came out. Okay, we're gonna roll this again, nice and tight.
And just while you're rolling, Michelle wants to know, why did you decide to start this restaurant? Was it health, ethical, or environmental reasons?
So it started with health. That's where it came from. We were trying to create a healthy, fun, and still tasty concept. But then it became ethical and environmental as well, because we know that today that just eating vegan is much more important, or will save a lot more. You're much more green by eating vegan than just even recycling, because the amount of gases or greenhouse gases that come from farming animals is a lot higher than anything else. Okay? And so it's all a marry of everything. And then at the end of the day, it's also a business. I have 45 employees. I have to take care of them, and I have to make sure that everything goes well. So you can't disregard it. You have to do everything together. It's a whole package of things.
So it kind of evolved, and also, in New York, and I'm sure across the world, there are a lot of vegan or plant-based restaurants opening up. So I'm sure that was in your mind when you made this, right?
Yes. To tell you that I was educated about veganism to the full extent that I should have would be a lie. I got educated as I progressed, and it's all about evolution. Like I said, I think I said it before, but it's all about evolution and how you evolve with your cooking, and how you evolve with your life, and how you evolve with what you learn, and this was part of it. It was part of a learning experience, and we just grew with it, and making the right decisions along the way.
That was a really interesting way you cut the avocado.
Yeah,
They're
avocado.
very thin slices.
The avocado is my, it's like a love affair with avocado. I grow this avocado. I get them very green, and I take care of them for a very long time.
You grow your own avocados for the store? No.
I grow them from being hard as a rock,
Oh.
and I make sure that they are put in the right temperature to go in the fridge, and they are in a room where it's 70 degrees all the time, because if not, they get all messed up. So the avocados are like the most important ingredient for me, and I take care of it. And then when they're perfect like that, you can do these things which are wonderful with them. And this will cover up our roll. We're gonna pick that up, and I'm gonna put it on top of our roll over here. By the way, a little secret: when I opened Beyond Sushi, I didn't know how to make sushi. So this is not a complicated thing. I learned from my guys that worked with me, and they had to take a day off, so I had to work. So I had to learn how to make it. Okay, we're gonna. It's just really what you put inside and how much love you put into it. That's what it's about. We're gonna slice this the same way that we sliced the other one. It's gonna be cut into 8. I'm gonna tuck everything inside. Just make sure it's in there, and then.
What is helping it keep its shape the most? Is it the rice? Is it the seaweed inside of it?
It's keeping it nice and tight when you roll, and then shaping it correctly with this. So basically, what we're trying to do is, after it's tight, have it not around even a square. Okay, so the top, the sides, and the bottom should be exactly the same. And that's what I try with the guys. Minimal amount of rice all around, and then maximum amount of vegetables inside, and that's what I try to do.
Gemma wants to know, is this menu your creation, or have other people helped you with it?
The new menu that we have right now is my creation, but again, other people always inspire me. A word here, a word there. Even my customer. One of my customers said when I first opened, "Oh, this ingredient will be cool inside this sauce," or they told me about the mighty mushroom to add truffle into it. I tried it. It was great. Why not? It's not about my ego or anything. It's just about making the food taste well. We're good.
Catherine wants to know, what are the most popular flavors in the restaurant, or what's the most popular dish?
So the spicy mang that you have over here is my best seller, but mighty mushroom is right behind it. Our new dumplings are and kind of hard for me to keep up on making them, because we hand make all of them. But
What go into some of the dumplings? That's a new item.
so we have one dumpling that is made out of a variety of mushroom: porcini, portobello, and shiitake. It has silken tofu inside, spinach, and it's topped off with a spicy bean sauce and truffle shiitake, and some chili panko and micro arugula. So there's a lot of ingredients that go into it, and we have the smoky tom. It has butternut squash, sun-dried tomato, artichoke. All get smoked, and then we puree them with spinach, and that goes inside one of them. And the other one has charred cabbage, onion, garlic, sesame oil, with a ponzu sauce on top. And the smoky tom has tahini sauce and sumac, which is...
If that doesn't make you hungry for lunch, I don't know what will. So what kind of sauces are you going to put onto the pickle me?
Gets the carrot ginger, very simple sauce, carrot and ginger. Okay, so the sauces are either made from fruit purees, or like I told you, we create a base and infuse it with different flavors. Okay, so that's our carrot ginger sauce.
So beautiful.
Thank you. And it's very important to me. I mean, the contrast of colors are very important. We're living in over here. I'm sorry. Contrast of colors are very important. So you'll see a lot of times people come into the store and the first thing they do is take their phone out and take pictures. You know, and it's
Instagram, treasure for that one. Anybody interested in that?
yeah, it's good, and it's I think that we eat with our eyes first. No matter what everybody says, it's gotta look good for me to dive in. You know.
You mentioned that the mushroom was the next biggest bestseller.
Yes.
Have you got time to make one very quickly?
Yes. I want to make that really quick.
So in a minute or in 30 seconds, right? Because that's how long it takes to make a.
You'll be surprised. Okay.
So we've got the rice going in there.
Okay. And I got this guy.
What do you marinate the mushrooms in?
So these are shiitake mushrooms. They're braised in teriyaki for 6 hours. They're dried mushrooms that we rehydrate and then we braise them. They soak all those flavors and it makes them very meaty and nice. Okay.
Asmin wants to know, what's your favorite sushi off the menu?
Mine? Okay, so it's out of the newer rolls. It's called the chickpea roll. It has a marinated artichoke with lemon and English cucumber and also roasted eggplant. And it's topped off with a chickpea saffron puree, and it has a tahini sauce and sumac on top.
That's definitely your Moroccan influence
Yes,
there.
it is. That's the only one in the menu, and that's my favorite, unfortunately.
Home cooked flavors. Wow, so that really was very fast, about
A little
minute.
bit more, we're talking.
And then on top of that, you sprinkled some sprouts.
This one is micro arugula. We actually get. There's some things that I can get locally. There's some things that I can't, unfortunately. But we get this one from a farm out on Long Island. It comes in the dirt still, in the ground, still growing, and we cut it as we need it, so we keep it fresh. I'm sorry.
These look absolutely delicious. So we have 3 great rolls. The first one, that one is pickle me.
Yep.
And then this one was the heart. No, which one is this
Spicy
one?
Mang.
Spicy Mang.
And we're gonna have here our mighty mushroom.
And what's in that sauce?
This is shiitakes, the shiitakes you saw before, and it has a touch of truffle in there, not too much.
Lo-chan wants to know, how long have you been making sushi for?
Exactly 3.5 years. So when I opened the restaurant, I didn't know how to make sushi. Again, I got taught by my own employees, and I had to. So, no, I didn't spend any time in Japan or anything like that. It's just something that I had to learn. I was trained to be a chef in a French style, but from there on you learn. You know, if you, like I said, if you don't evolve and if you don't learn, you don't go anywhere.
It's truly a cuisine of the global age.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Nope. We're good.
All right, we're good.
Thank
Now
you
we're
very
going to
much.
enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're with Chef Guy for a Facebook Live with the Daily Mail. Have a good lunch. Maybe get some vegetarian sushi.